Gosh, before I even do this review, guys, I feel like I've been having a lot of really weird stuff happen here at my house, and it didn't help that I watched this really spooky movie. Hey guys, Victoria here, and welcome to The Geeky Sandbox. I've been doing a lot of trailer reactions. I want to do a non-spoiler review over the movie The Host. I'm so happy I stumbled upon this because The Host is a 2020 horror film that you can find on Shudder. And for those of you who don't know what Shudder is pretty much Netflix but only horror. Anything that falls under that unsettling or scary or drama horror thriller or horror comedy kind of umbrella. Monster horrors, psychological thrillers. I like Shudder. I was always terrified to watch it, but I'm so happy that I'm watching Shudder now. And I want to give a shout out to Carolina for letting me use her Shudder account. Super excited about that, just so that way I can get some good entertainment in, and also see if I can find some good stuff to review for you guys. And don't worry, it's not going to stop at Shudder. I am looking at my Netflix and Hulu and even Disney Plus for original content. So expect more movie reviews to come your way. Even Steven has suggested I go back and review some older films that I may have seen or that you guys have never seen, or movies I saw as a teenager and just seeing them now at almost 30. Host is a 2020 horror movie about I think about I can't remember how many girls there are. So it was just a group of friends who decide to kind of do a seance, as you would do on Zoom, right? They do a seance and they end up calling something, and this thing is terrorizing them during their Zoom call. All of this was shot just to kind of hammer home that social distancing thing that we're all experiencing now, where we can't necessarily be around our whole group of friends. And I thought that was interesting. You guys saw my review over The Dark Places that was done by Hollywood Shakespeare. So it's kind of like the same feel as that, except it's less of a person doing something like it was in The Dark Places, and more of a something's doing something within The Host. So the movie is directed by Rob Savage. It is written by Rob Savage along with head writer Gemma Hurley and our other writer Jed Shepard. Emma, you have Gemma. You have Caroline, you have Radina, you have Haley, who is kind of like the person that brings everybody together for this seance. You have Salen, who is the person who leads them through the seance. And then you have their male friend Teddy, who's there along for the ride. These are the only characters you see. I believe one of the characters, Radina, she has a partner who you can see in the background somewhere, but that's pretty much that. And then another character, she has a dad that you kind of briefly see, which, oh my God, we have a lot of Gemmas, Emmas, and Gemmas. Story-wise, it does get a little slow. It depends on what you're looking for. Because with movies like this, or even any kind of movie where you do a seance and you're kind of waiting for stuff to happen, that's kind of the feel I got a little bit, but it wasn't unenjoyable. It was still interesting. Everything happening within each window and every frame, and even the dialogue was pretty nice. And that's just kind of me grouping everything into one about the script. I think it flowed nicely, but like I said, it can get pretty slow, and you can find yourself being like, okay, well, what's going to happen next? Or what's going to happen with this character and things like that. And that can kind of pull you out of the movie. And that's the other thing that's crazy about this movie. It's only 50 minutes long, and I think they try to base the time off of how long you can have a Zoom call before you have to refresh or upgrade to extend the amount of time that you can have the meeting or something like that. And so it was nice to see them implement those things. But just piggybacking off of the pacing and things like that, I really do think this is a character film. I never found myself disliking any of the characters, like, okay, this person's too boring, or this person hasn't said enough. Just when I thought, oh, that person in this square is not really saying anything, this person has a really breakout moment and some really hardcore spooky moments. And so I think every actress has their moment to really let something shine. And even the male actor who comes in at some point, he had a little less going on, and I don't think his performance was as strong. And it's because you're kind of disconnected from him because he's on screen for maybe a few minutes and maybe at another point, but you really kind of get connected to some of the characters, though you don't know anything about them. You don't learn a lot about them, but you kind of get a sense through dialogue and certain moments that happen between characters, like the relationships and the dynamics there. But there's only so much you can do in 50 minutes, and I think that with the characters, we were able to get an idea of okay, this person's the person who lives with her dad, and this is the person who's in college. You kind of get that gist of what each character has to offer. But like I said, it's not overwhelming, so it's not like I'm oh, I really relate to Radina. It's kind of oh, Radina's kind of cool, and she's having issues with this, and then that's kind of all you get. But you don't need a lot to go off of 5 people doing a seance and then something crazy happening within 50 minutes, right? So we talked about characters, we talked about pacing, sound design. There's absolutely no music, no anything happening, which kind of grounds you in that place of realism. It was just silent like this, like I would be if I was talking to somebody. And that really kind of puts you in that space of like really feeling uncomfortable when stuff started happening, because naturally, if something starts happening, you're automatically going to get quiet. And that quietness not being accompanied by that classic horror movie score that we're used to hearing, or the string violins and all that stuff. One, it made jump scares more effective. And then, like I said, it just really grounds you in the realism of the situation, as real as you can get, whether you believe in seances and demons and angels and all that stuff. But it really just grounds you in that moment with these characters, and it kind of puts you in a relatable place of like really feeling uncomfortable. I can't stress that enough. Even me, a person who watches a lot of scary movies, I had to like peek through my eyes because I'm like, this is so terrifying. There's a moment where a character is anticipating something as well, and you're right there anticipating it with her, being like, okay, maybe it won't happen. And I do think that they don't sprinkle too many jump scares in. It's just right. I also like how creative they get with some of the features of Zoom. Face filters you can put on, they do some scary stuff with that. And even like the background, like being able to make your own background. Yeah, I think this is a really fun movie, and it is a great example of just how well you can try to tell a story that you've seen, a story that you've heard within 50 minutes, but still kind of put your own spin on it. I'm sure there are several other like Zoom and conference call type of movies that have come out during this pandemic, or even prior. Like we listed a few during the Dark Places review. One thing I also thought was really cool was whenever the credits roll, I don't know if you guys have ever been in a Zoom call, you can kind of scroll through and see all the people that are in the meeting, or that are in the Zoom call with you or whatever. And they do that, and you kind of see everyone who was involved in the film. But anyways, guys, what do I give the host? I give the host 4 out of 5 geeks. It just really depends if you are in the mood for something that really reflects what we're going through, aside from, I mean, I don't know if you guys are doing seances at home, but like really reflecting that idea of being quarantined from your friends during all of this COVID madness. It was enjoyable. I liked being along for that ride. I think they did fairly well with what they had in the 50 minutes. But anyways, guys, if you like this video, go ahead and give me a like rating down below. And of course, if you are new to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you can get more videos like this. And until next time, I'll see you guys Okay? And until next time, I'll see you guys. Okay, I don't know what that noise is. Mom? Okay? And until next time, I'll see you guys in the next video.